Pope Leo XIV, a humble presence, a prophetic moment. I was one of the millions, Catholics and non-Catholics alike, waiting for the white smoke to billow from the Sistine Chapel's chimney. Though I was more than 7,000 miles away from Rome, I was also keeping tabs on the voting schedule. When the time reached around 6 p.m., Rome time, I knew the white smoke could appear at any moment. And there it was, just past 6. About an hour later, the new pope, Cardinal Robert Prevost, was presented at the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica to the joy of the people gathered below, welcoming Pope Leo XIV, the 267th pontiff of the Catholic Church and the first North American and Augustinian friar to be elected pope. I had been watching the live broadcast online. A few minutes before the white smoke appeared, and all the way through the Pope's presentation at the balcony, I felt a wave of goosebumps and chills. I kept rubbing my arms with my hands, trying to warm up, even though it was 31 degrees Celsius here, past midnight in our time zone. I was just filled with immense joy. Then Pope Leo XIV emerged from the balcony, a gentle figure radiating an indescribable humility. He struck me as a pope for the people, someone who carried a saintly aura. Then an inner voice spoke clearly. This man is going to cleanse humanity. I then tried to see the color of his aura, but I couldn't make it out against the background and with the monitor's low resolution. But I suppose it didn't matter, because when he began to speak, his voice felt familiar, gentle and calm, like the inner voice of one's higher self or conscience that speaks against the reasoning of haste. A voice easy to dismiss if you're not in tune with your spiritual core. A voice you listen to in stillness and in communion with the divine. Pope Leo XIV. Who is he? Where did he come from? I learned he was born on September 14th, 1955. We share the same birthday, though not the same year. He chose the name Leo after Pope Leo XIII, or Gioacchino Vincenzo Raffaele Luigi Pecci, whose papacy lasted from 1878 to 1903. I feel Pope Leo XIV and his namesake have much in common. For instance, when Pope Leo XIV gave his first blessing from the balcony and prayed the Hail Mary, it felt as if he consecrated that moment to the Blessed Virgin Mary and entrusted us anew to our Mother's protection. Incidentally, Pope Leo XIII also consecrated the world to the Sacred Heart of Jesus in 1899. Prior to that, Pope Leo XIII composed the prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel, following a prophetic vision in 1888, warning of a great apostasy in Rome. That resonated with me too. My mother, who is clairaudient, told me that 2 years before I was born, she heard Saint Michael telling her she would give birth to another child. At that time, she had not wanted more children, but she obeyed the voice, accepted the fate, and even picked out a name in advance, Michael. My brother's name begins with an M, as does my father's. The daughter's names start with A, like my mother's. But it wasn't a Michael who arrived 2 years later. It was me, and I was given an A name instead. All of this made the experience feel personal. While I don't intend to compare him to his predecessor, Pope Francis, or Jorge Mario Bergoglio, I must admit that some of the late Pope's actions and other decisions caused me to mistrust the Church, though never my faith. The language barrier was also a factor, albeit secondary. I appreciate that Pope Leo XIV speaks in English with a neutral accent. I also appreciate how he speaks from the heart. It feels like divine wisdom, as if it comes from an interior locution. I'm now drawn to learn more about Augustinian teachings, especially their contemplative nature. I also appreciate that he has no qualms about people kissing his ring and that he is generous in giving his blessings. With Pope Leo XIV leading the Church, I feel reassured that my faith will be safeguarded, that the Church and humanity can be purified of false beliefs and misguided ways, that the darkness of our times may be deterred from severing our connection with God. In His presence, I am humbled. God is faithful in His promises. God loves us. God protects us. And by God's mercy, peace shall be upon us. How about you? What are your thoughts on Pope Leo XIV? Feel free to share. I'd really love to read them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video.